Namaste, beloveds. This is Valerie Ames, and this is going to be a tarot card reading, just about some things that current events, or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to start off with the Medicine Woman deck. And I just hadn't done a video in a while, and I just felt the need to do it. Okay. We've got two cards. Okay, here we go. Medicine Woman deck. The first card is the Six of Stones. Okay, let's see what the Six of Stones has to say. Six of Stones. And the Six of Stones is on page 154, which is a 10, which is a 1, which is endings and new beginnings. Endings. 154. Here we go. And this is a prayer for this card. Again, this is the Six of Stones, and this card is about restoring balance. Prayer. As I am a steward of wealth, I am also the guardian of the balance of wealth, and must share where sharing seems right. I cannot forget the hard times that I have experienced, and the help that came to me when I needed it most. I too will give to others whom I perceive to be in need of what I offer. Excuse me. As I teach my skills and share my creations, an inner balance is felt, and I am at peace. Wealth comes my way as I embody ideas from the Creator on how to bring peace and comfort to the world. I am asked to create beauty, to support love, to actualize the truth that all are worthy of my care. My responsibility is the power that replenishes the world. Wow. My and response has a dash in it and then the word ability. So response dash ability. My responsibility is the power that replenishes the world. Accept these gifts I offer to others, for in so doing I offer them to you, Earth Mother. And this is the lesson of this card. You have achieved a level of material success. You must replenish the source. Look back to all those who helped you, family, friends, suppliers, distributors, co-workers, and Mother Earth herself. Share something with them. Let your intuition guide you. It's a very powerful card. The next card is the Totem of Pipes, Eagle the Flyers. Wow, there's an eagle and a hummingbird here. The Flyers. Okay, and let's see what page this is on. And this is the Totem of Pipes, and that is on page 178, which is 16, which is also a 7. Wow, okay. 178. That's a very deep. 7s have been coming up lately, beloveds, for me again. For me, that always means that I'm in alignment for what's coming next. So that's what it means for me. But I don't know, since it's speaking to me, maybe you should look and see what the number 7 means for you. It has a message for you. Okay, Totem of Pipes, Eagle the Flyers. Prayer. I am a warrior of the inner realms, striking out against the errors I see with my beam of tranquility. I am an artist at life, yet, still, life teaches me every day to sharpen my skills. I am learning to create in the outer world, the inner world I see. I am a student, eager to succeed, for success brings light to the darkness. Yet I know that even while I contain the truth and am anxious to make change, I must be patient and walk in balance. I must keep the inner peace. I am learning to have the eagle's eye, to watch quietly until it's time to act impeccably. In the lesson of this card, there are things to learn from all kingdoms of nature. The eagle flies higher than any bird, thus has become a symbol of higher vision, seeing the total picture. All the flyers have wings. They rise above humans, using their energy to soar on the winds. You will be coming into contact with one of the flyers. Learn from them. Watch and listen. Let them be your teacher now. Practice what they teach. And that is that card from the Medicine Woman Inner Guidebook deck and Tarot. Now let's look at the Chakra deck. Let me see, get my book here. And this is the Chakram Wisdom Oracle. And let's see what we get. See what wisdom comes forth and what Mama has to say. Just shuffling. Okay. Okay. Okay, two again. Let me put these back in here. Okay. And we have self-worth and forgiveness. Wow. Okay, Mama, you are a deep cookie right now. Boy, she cooking with gas, y'all. This is self-worth. And I don't know if y'all see that red throne there. Okay? But I do. And I want you to see that it is wintertime there. And that little one is approaching that big old chair, that big old throne. And the throne has stars and fire. You know, it's really, this is really a very powerful card. Wow. Okay. And what I did not see until right now, beloveds, is that, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. I got my incense going, so I'll just use it like this. There is you probably can't see it. Dang it. No, you can't see it. But there is, the person had just made a snow angel. There's a snow angel in the snow next to where she's standing, looking at. Okay, let me just go to the card because this card is fascinating to me, and I can sit here and look at it all day and pick out stuff. So, self-worth. And self-worth is in the, let me see here. I'm sorry, beloveds. I am just all over the place with this. Okay, this is an orange card, so I need to look at the orange. Orange, orange, orange. Orange chakra. Okay, that's the second chakra. And that's on page 20, which is a 2. Okay. Self-worth. Here we go. The Salmon chair. Come sit in my chair and feel my love, says the great servant. The great servant. Wow, that's hot. The legend. The Salmon chair appears to an Inuit child playing in the snow. Told you they was playing in the snow, making angels. Valley and river are the Salmon chair's protectors. I never get to see it, complains River. Valley whispers, There are those who can close their eyes and see it. Whew! Okay, I just got flooded with all kinds of stuff. I'm sorry. That was, whoa. Okay. Okay. Okay, Mama. Let me start over, beloveds. This is the legend of this card called the Salmon Chair. And I'm going to have to go look this legend up myself just to see what else is there because this is so little. The legend. The salmon chair appears to an Inuit child playing in the snow. Valley and River are the salmon chair's protectors. I never get to see it, complains River, and Valley whispers. There are those who can close their eyes and see it. The child rushes home to tell her elders about the chair, but no one believes her, and she lies down exhausted. Later, the chair appears to her again. She climbs in and feels the great servant's love. Inspiration. People, events, and material objects appear. Uh, sorry. Hmm. Sorry. Inspiration. People, events, and material objects beyond your frame of reference are being drawn to you. They are. That's why I'm freaking out reading this. Aim higher, for you will draw even greater experiences into your life. Allow your energy to grow. Receiving is an action. Did you hear that? Mama is a hot ass mess. Receiving is an action. I shared some things in meditation. And so for this to pop out like this, receiving is an action. Okay, what are the things I asked is what action should I be taking? What actions do I need to focus on? Do I need to you know to work on in myself? And receiving. And me being a giver, receiving is the hardest thing kind of for me to fully allow. So, like I said, this is just real slap upside the head, Oh, you want the answers? Pop! Receiving is an action, Valerie. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just still tripping on this, okay? Personal inquiry. How do I relate to the word deserving? Okay, I'm really gonna have to sit here and ground myself and light some incense because I see that they is having a field day with this one. When you get set up, yeah, you can feel it. hmm Personal inquiry. How do I relate to the word deserving? Am I ready to allow myself to receive what others may not? Am I ready to receive what others may not? Receiving is an action. Can't get no deeper than that. Key ideas. Greater knowledge. Innocent curiosity. Being rewarded. Receiving divine love. Keywords. Faith, self-love, and value. And this is a meditation for this card. Let go of any tension as you fall like a feather into the salmon chair. As much as I've been going on about my aunt and the scales and your heart and the feather, and now, Valerie, receiving is an action. Fall your ass in the chair like a feather, light as a feather, okay? Sit your ass on the throne, light as a feather. Wow. Let go of any tension till you fall like a feather into the salmon chair. Imagine the chair receiving you. Receiving again, beloveds. Receiving again. And this is just not about me. So I'm identifying with it because of it's but this is for us. So you got chairs too. Okay, I ain't the only one with a chair. I ain't that narcissistic. I'll give everybody chairs. I'll be Oprah. Everybody got chairs. Salmon chairs. Okay, let me stop. Imagine the chair receiving you. Feel yourself being filled with salmon light. Stay there until you have received an abundance of energy from the light. What a wonderful meditation card that is. Okay, and the next card was forgiveness. Forgiveness. Let's see. Nope, that ain't helping none. Anyway, it's a purple rhinoceros with a little boy sitting there with his thumb in his mouth and one of his hands on the rhinoceros's cheek. There we go. And this card is called Forgiveness. And let's see what it's all about. And it's one of the violet cards, so it is going to be up there. Yeah, this is the sixth chakra. Forgiveness, 60. Here we go. Rhonda Rhino from Amethyst. We never forgive others, only ourselves, for having judged them. The legend. In the town of Amethyst lives Rhonda Rhino. She doesn't take her mother's drinking problem personally, but she dreams of becoming a beloved family pet. One day, gunfire rings out, rhinos scatter, and a small human child is caught up in the chaos. Rhonda picks him up and runs to safety. Humans discover the pair curled up asleep under a tree, and they shoot Rhonda with a sleeping dart. When she awakens, she is in a garden with the little boy and his family, Rhonda's new family. Inspiration. Rhonda's true essence lies in not harboring resentment. She transcends forgiveness because her focus is on her intention, not on her pain. Mama. Whew. Personal injury. This may be a time of family healing. Can I forgive myself for loving people who hurt me? Key ideas, wishes fulfilled, holding on to dreams, past wounding. Keywords, belonging, self-forgiveness, fulfillment. Meditation. Take a deep breath, exhaling all that does not serve you. Bring forward someone you are struggling to forgive. See them as a small child. Allow them to reach out to you. Notice your reaction to them. Which deserves your energy? Holding on to your dream or holding on to resentment? Whew, that is so powerful. That is so on point. With the phone call I just got off of with my daughter, and that is just so on point and so powerful. And let's go to another card. Let's get the 2013 let's see, here we go. 2013 Oracle, Ancient Keys to the 2012 Awakening. And these cards are so tiny. So tiny. So, just give me a minute. And we had one jump, so we'll take it. Thank you, Mama. And this is 35, which is an 8, which is Mama's number, 35. Oh, we had this before, I think. This is the card number 7, Deer Man, Compassion. The deer man is a night creature but related to solar energies. His antlers are a symbol of the tree of life. When he sheds them, it is a sign there is regeneration in the cosmos. He represents virility and ardor. He teaches us to sacrifice in order to acquire compassion. He is a symbol of swiftness and solitude. He brings messages from other planes of being. Deer Man is a mysterious creature who is seen in deep woods or forests. He is the double-headed stag who fell from the sky. Stag medicine gives him superhuman strength. He wins every spiritual battle. He knows every chamber of the human heart. It is said that Deer Man came to earth to teach the hunter-warrior how to reverence life and how to take it. The people with these teachings went to war with Smoking Mirror, who was greedy for blood and devoured human hearts. Deer Man's followers defeated Hummingbird of the Left, a dark face of Smoking Mirror. Deer Man wore a horned snake as a belt around his waist. Reminded me of the Croods. Horned Snake was his advisor. Deer Man is a twin of the Lord of Flayed, and as such symbolizes renewal and plenty. Deer Man has appeared many times in diverse cultures over the earth. There have been many encounters with Deer Man in Middle and North America. Deer Man is keeper of the heart. He embodies the marriage of compassion with wisdom. He has the power to melt every conflict in life. Deer is the teacher of the magic of the heart, the animator of the hand, and balm to the tangled mind. Compassion has sweet eyes and sees the sacred beauty of all life, including the beauty of self. There are many old tales of meetings with Deer Man. One old tale tells of a cruel tyrant who makes life miserable for all those about him. He pillages, murders, and joyfully inflicts pain and sorrow on others. When the tyrant meets with Deer Man, he realizes his own self-loathing and fear. His heart suddenly opens and great compassion is born within him. He does his best to make amends to all he has harmed. The rest of his life is dedicated to service and loving kindness to others. Compassion is the understanding that there are no insignificant events. A minor event affects the totality of being. When we pick up a stone or step on an insect, it very subtly changes us and our world. Our every act has meaning. Compassion seeks the highest order of perfection. Compassion is the awareness of the suffering of others. It means to help your brother and sister out of difficulty whenever you can. Compassion is the way of service. It is the greatest yes to life. Compassion streams through the universe, riding the thrumming rhythm of life. Time, space, and movement can be collapsed into one universal resonance because it is the first sound of creation. The great Om. Dear Man speaks a common language that links us all. Dear Man gives the power to act or not to act when confronted with problems that confound the mind. As we search into life's mysteries, all about us we see the suffering of others. We see their struggles, their mistakes, their pain and sorrows, the deep pathos of the human condition. Compassion gives one the power of the open-hearted. It is not rational, nor sentimental, nor logical. It is beyond. It is the humble strength that can move a mountain. Compassion is freedom from the material world. Dear man sees a world of spirits, a knowing beyond states and conditions. This means knowing purity by traveling deep into the human shadow through compassion. Compassion is the milk of experience. Compassion is courage to face and fight with yourself until you are rid of false beliefs. It is a self-compassion as well as the compassion for others. Compassion is the courage to find, acknowledge, and love your true self. Culture traps one in the game of self-importance, to strive, to get to the top. Dear man is humble, even with his great ability and strength. He knows that the intellect can be proud. He knows that true humility is one of the most difficult of all powers to carry. Excuse me. Dear man knows that he doesn't know within the paradox of knowing. Compassion is beyond belief systems. It is finding your lost heart, realizing your deep love, and giving it to all of creation. If beautiful dear stagman has sauntered into your card spread, open up your heart to others. Walk past fear, judgment, and ego investments, your own or others. Be true to your highest light and pulsating heart of kindness. Bring a little tenderness into your own situation or the situation of another. Bless your adversaries, or at least call a truce. The sacred master, dear, may even show you that your enemy is your disguised friend crying out for help. And that is that card, beloveds. And let's see. Let's pull one from the animal messengers and see what we get. That was very powerful. I'm still kind of going over that in my head because that was deep. The compassion, the forgiveness, the eagle eyes, and doing things with more tenderness and softness, and that was very powerful. Okay. Grouse. Grouse. Express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. That has been coming up a lot lately. And that is grouse. And let's see. 52, which is also a 7. And grouse, not goose. I'm sorry, 58, which is 13. A 4, 58. Here we go. Grouse. It wanted to be goose, but it's grouse. Express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Your first experience of life in a physical body was with rhythm and movement. The vibration of your mother's heartbeat and her voice, the pulsating of her breathing, and the fluid movement of the placental sea that enveloped you. You would flow with the harmony or disharmony of her moods and movements. If you've ever tried drumming or any percussion, dancing or the two together, you know they touch something very deep and ancient in us, something tribal, a deep chord of being where spirit and body coincide. Rhythm and movement draw out sensual expression and merge with the sensuous world around you. By allowing yourself to surrender to the pulse of whatever rhythm is guiding you, you connect more completely to your body. When you engage in some form of rhythmic dance on a regular basis, you'll feel more relaxed and in the flow of life. Doing so can also recreate and tap into the sensations you felt in the womb, revisiting that place of no thought where the movement moves you effortlessly. So cut loose and enjoy yourself. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Associations with the grouse card. Movement, drumming, dancing, sacred spiral, completion, fulfillment, intuition, enlightenment, rhythm, personal power, flow, vision, creativity, and healing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, and we're going to look at the vortex, and then we're going to go to Isis, and then we'll be done. Okay. Woo! Okay, we got them jumping out again. My life is about my relationship. Okay, Mama, we already had that one. Can we get some movie? Okay, I'm going to be happy with whatever you give me, whatever you give me, whatever you give me. Let me quit. I'm learning to shut the hell up and let you drive. Okay. Cut it. And we'll take one from the top and one from the bottom. There we go. Thank you. That was easy. All right. And we've had all of these before. Okay. This card is number 1. My life is about my relationships. Okay. And this is what it says. You will never find yourself in a point in time when the subject of relationships is not an active part of your now experience. For everything you perceive or notice or know is because of your relationship with something else. Without a comparative experience, you would be unable to perceive or focus any kind of understanding within yourself. Therefore, it is accurate to say that without relationships, you could not exist at all. Okay? And my little legion is chiming in with the words that really need to be focused on in this, and it says without a comparative experience. So comparative experience, we need the contrast. We need the up and downs, we need the highs and lows and the middles and all of that in order to learn how to navigate, in order to balance what we need to balance, in order to know what to focus on when we need to focus. That's the same way we learned how to get up and walk. We had to think about it, look at it and see it and think about it and keep going over it and over it and over it in our heads and then get the courage to do it and, fall down because we messed up and we failed and we got to get the courage to get back up and just do it all over again and again and again. And as you are doing these things and these movements, you're not focusing on it, but your subconscious is actually learning the movements of what you need to do. As your body is experiencing it one way, your consciousness is experiencing it one way. I fell down. I got a boo-boo. Your subconscious is like, okay, we learned how to do this, this, and that differently. We know we got to lean this way, we got to focus this way, we got to stand on it, we got to do this, we got to do that. There's a lot of different dynamics in this. And so each time that you were crawling and getting up and learning how to walk and falling, that was your comparative experience. So now, even when you fall down, you know how to fall down. You know how to put your hands down. That's more than just reflex. That's a response because it's a conditioned response from your subconscious mind. Okay, that came from this card, yeah. And this is the comparative relationships. So this isn't just about male-female relationships or romantic relationships or family relationships or coworker relationships. It's relationships that we have with everything that we do. What is your relationship to housekeeping? Mine, argue, cuss, fight, scream, I don't wanna. I'd rather be in my head. I'd rather be thinking. I'd rather be reading. I'd rather be doing this. And it's not, well, Valerie, you can be doing those things while I'm not programmed that way. I wish I was. If I wish I could, concentrate that. Some people, that's how they concentrate and focus. Some people, that's how they release. They start cleaning, they start moving things around their house. That's how they get the energies out of them. That's how they work with their demons. That's how they process things. That's how they have a relationship with their feelings, you know? And so this card is my life is about relationships. Everything I do is a relationship. I have a relationship with this camera. I have a relationship with these cards. I have a relationship with the way I talk. I have a relationship with my wigs. And that is what being mindful and getting that peace and connecting that together helps. Thank you, Mama. Okay. So that was real special. That was bonus. Okay, this is card number 5. It's about relationships as well. My relationships are supposed to feel good. No, I'll show you. My relationships are supposed to feel good. And this is a card we've had before. And there's 2 people hugging, and, well, there's one, but you see it. You see how it is. Okay. And there's music notes and circle smokes and all kind of little things. And her hands are like this, and I just love it. Okay. Your life is supposed to feel good to you. Before your birth, you knew that the primary component of your physical experience that would offer the greatest value for your personal and collective expansion and joy would be the relationships that you would experience with each other. So we've got the relationship to everything else, and we've got the relationship to each other. And to each other is supposed to feel good. It was your plan to relish the diversity of your relationships and to choose from them the details that would make up your creations. And here you are. How powerful is that? Relish the diversity of your relationships. And from each one of those relationships, you get to choose the details that make up and create your imagination. And from your imagination and your mind and your heart and your desires, that's what you attract to you through the laws of the universe. So it's a lot of relationship cards came through. And the last one is number 27, and it says, billions of us are living in perfect diversity. And those are all hands. And it says the diversity, billions of us are living in perfect diversity. The diversity of your planet is of tremendous value and benefit because from variety springs all new ideas and expansion, Without the diversity, there would be complacency and endedness. You are billions of people living the perfect diversity, just as you knew you would, constantly asking for improvement and thereby setting up for the next generation that improved life experience. If you understood that and no longer clamored for the one right way to live, things would go better for you sooner. Mm. What I'm getting from this card, what is speaking to me, is that variety. We use that all the time. They use it in the um, for sexual reasons. Variety is the spice of life, kind of quote. And it's just what I'm getting from this is that everything we learn, we are to pass to the next generation. And from these three cards, and from the others as well, but mainly these three right here, we are to understand our relationships and the diversity of them, and that we need our relationships for contrast. So there should be forgiveness, there should be an understanding and a reckoning of yourself when you feel pain. What are you feeling? Where is it coming from? Is it because of the relation or your relationship to the relation? Is it tied to something in the now moment, in the past, or is it in the present? And does it feel good? How does it feel? And if you're with someone and you're not feeling good, I would say 80% of the time, then you need to really think about that. Really think about that. Because relationships are supposed to be good. You're supposed to be able to communicate with that person. You're supposed to be able to relate. Your differences are supposed to complement their differences. It's supposed to be able to mesh, to blend, to meld, to give and to receive. And as we know, sometimes we not only have to teach ourselves that, but we have to sometimes teach others how to see that in us. Because if they can't see it in themselves, or they never realize that about themselves, how can they realize that about you? You know? And it is a process. And these three cards, this one in particular, the improved life experience. We are supposed to improve upon ourselves as a species on the planet, in the care of the planet itself, and pass that knowledge forward. This is the purpose. And this is where the shift is taking us, to this balanced place in our relationships, not only with ourselves, but in everything that we do. Is no one ever taught us that everything is a relationship. A lot of us indigenous ones, we have this teaching, spirit is in everything, you're a part of everything, all of this kind of new age stuff. But no one has actually taken the time to invest in a curriculum that teaches you about relationships, all kinds, and how to identify your relationship with yourself first, your identity as a being, and then you pass that on. And it could be in increments you know, as a child ages. I believe it's every 7 years where that needs to really be adjusted, because every 7 years we shed a lot of knowledge, a lot of self, a lot of things. We're supposed to do that. And again, no one has taught us how to do that. So that's part of the relationship with ourselves, is learning how to empty ourselves, is learning how not to just carry all of these feelings around. That's what we have been doing. We are encoded with these sins of the father, so called. And we have to better ourselves. And in doing that, we have to better our relationships with each other. We have to see each other with compassion. And sometimes that is very hard, because a lot of people, they don't know what compassion is. They only know what revenge is, or I've got to get back, or I've got to be right, or I've got to have the last word. I myself have been battling this. This is the beast of me that I have been battling. This this chick with all this resentment, that's been built up for 53 years. That's a lot of resentment. A hell of a lot. Especially when you've gone through a lot in your life. So it is not about, oh, okay, I released that, I'm all done, like going to the bathroom or something. That's not how that happens. You really have to be very mindful with yourself. This is where you develop that relationship with yourself that, whew, where you do become God, where you do become godlike, where you become so Christ conscious, so compassionate, so mindful of not only yourself but of others. That is developing a relationship with a relationship. And another thing, so many of us are terrified of relationships. We do so many things to kind of get out of them, and to sabotage them, and just play games, because that's what we have been taught. Sorry. That is what we have been taught, um, by television, by books, by everything else. That this is how a man and a woman relates. This is it. This is the norm, and you can go step 1, step 2, step 3, and if you kinky, you go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But this is the range. And no, no, there is no range other than compassion. There is no range other than compassion. And in that compassion is where you learn to connect and communicate with everyone. And in doing that, you are receiving who they are. Because that's the other thing with me. I tend to, how can I say, I don't want to say read because I don't believe in doing that unless someone asks you. But I'll say scan because scanning is just positive, negative, what's your vibe, kind of, let me see if I'm going to open myself to more or whatever. But it's always from a place of Valerie is in control, not, and talking with my son and going to dinner with them, kind of, my son told me some things that wasn't the first time he told me, but it was interesting to hear because I know that I can be controlling, and I've gotten so much better. And in looking back at some things that he was, that we were sharing about things that had happened, it really made me understand the relationship I have with my son. He gets me. He knows, okay, mama's just being mama, and he knows when to kind of push it, and he knows when to say, okay, I'm done. You can have it, whatever. And it's really making me look at my relationships deeper, a lot deeper. And I guess that's what this time is about right now. We're looking at fall, winter, and we're dealing with this Mercury retrograde and this coming moon energy. And a lot of it has to do with learning to relate to each other, learning with the immigrants coming in, learning to relate to why there is racism in the world. Not blaming it, but understanding why. Understanding the need for it and what the relationship is to it, what our relationship is to it, and what everybody else's relationship is to it. Because that does matter. It does. Until we are really relating to each other with compassion, truly heart to heart, soul to soul, we are going to resist. We are going to be resentful of each other. And that is something that you have to accept about yourself. And that is something that you have to work on because that's a relationship within you that you have with something else. No one else can fix that for you. It's no one else's problem. It's your relationship with whatever that is bothering you. And you have to track down where your resentment, where your hurt, where the feelings of this comes from, where the mind, why the mind goes there and has that relationship, has that connection. And that is how you heal it. And just like in the other, one of the cards said, see it as a child, sit it on your lap, compassion, relate to it. Understand that not everybody is going to want to relate. Not everybody has their own way. So let people come to it the way they need to come to it. And be okay with when they get there, how they get there. Just say one day you'll get it. That's my thing now with my friends, with my children, One day you'll get it. One day. And you have to mean that. And you have to be okay with that because you can't push them along. You can't rush them. You know, just like no one could rush me. They've got to learn at their own pace. Things would go a lot quicker if we all learn to focus on our relationships with ourselves, what we are afraid of, why we're afraid of it, what we want, what we don't want, how we want to see the earth. Where would we rather live? In a place where it's a beach, ocean, palm trees? Or do you like the forest, thick woods? You know, see what your relationship is to these images. Start having more relationship with these kind of images so that it takes root in your heart and it becomes your desire. And you start attracting it unconsciously to you, naturally. And it starts to unfold right in front of you. And the funniest thing is when you are awake enough to see the unraveling, that is when it just blows your mind. It just does. Okay, let me get since relationships came up, I know I said I was going to do the Oasis Oracle, but I have to do the romance deck now since every single one of those cards was about relationship. So I'm nosy. I gotta see. Okay, that's way too many, Mama. We'll be here all night. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, pay attention to the red flags. Let me get the little book. I love this card. Oh my God, I love it. The signs are cautioning you. There's so much in this card, beloved. Oh my God. It is so beautiful. It has the East Asian, like a Hmong, beadwork and tassels, and I love it. And there we go. Okay, and this is what it says. Pay attention to the red flags. We all know what that means, but let's see what Doreen Virtue has to say about it. 65, which is an 11, which is a gateway. So this is something that we need to lead us into relationships. Before we enter, is what I'm getting. Okay. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. The romance angel sent you this card to help you notice the unhealthy or disconcerting parts of your relationship. If you are swept up in a new romance, this card serves as a cautionary warning. Pay attention to your feelings and impressions with regard to your new suitor. Don't allow emotion to blind you to characteristics or habits that won't work for you in a relationship. A red flag is a sign that something is off. It can include an indication of dishonesty, disrespect, flirtatiousness with others, substance abuse, or lack of integrity. While your new love interest may treat you wonderfully well in the beginning of your relationship, it's vital that you watch how he or she treats others. Someone's basic character is revealed by the way in which he or she talks and acts with restaurant staff, valet parking attendants, or other miscellaneous individuals. If you're in an existing relationship, these red flags may signal a need for an honest mutual discussion or couples counseling. This card doesn't necessarily guide you to leave a relationship. Red flags can be markers along the path of healing. The romance angels will guide you to take the steps that are healthy for everyone involved to do so. So do follow your intuition. Okay. And I'm being told to pull another one because that one was kind of, I'm going to use the word wonky. I like that word, wonky. That's kind of wonky. Okay, Mama. Just one. Just one. Okay, did one turn over? No. Okay. Honeymoon. Boy, if these aren't opposites. Okay. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay. Hope you can see this. Let's see. There we go. That is an angel guiding a gondola for a couple. And look like they're in Venice. So pretty. And there's moonlight. Honeymoon. Okay. Honeymoon. 45, which is a 9. And here we go. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. This card indicates the need for a getaway to nurture romantic love. The specific application of this message depends upon the person who is inquiring. For some, this card has a literal meaning. You are going away with your new spouse following your wedding. For those already in a long-time partnership, this card speaks to reigniting the spark by taking a romantic holiday. It can also relate to the honeymoon period of a new relationship. As for still others, this card indicates that you will meet someone special while on vacation. There you go. And now we will do the Isis cards, beloveds, and then we will be done with the card readings for today. And I am thankful that I'm able to do this because it really, it's not only, it's a way to serve. And I love being of service. So this is a very fun way for me to do it. Okay. Ancient power mysteries. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. Okay, let me show you. This is a sister. Rattle. Isis has the wings on her. Is that doesn't look like Isis. Well, I guess it is Isis. With the wings, she looking fierce. Okay. I want you to see that face. That face is fierce. Okay. Let's see what it says. This is the second card, and it's on page 23, which is a 5. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Here we go. 104:14. Ancient power mysteries. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. The rattle of Isis, the sistrum, is playing in the hand of the goddess now. Can you sense it with your inner hearing? Its vibration reaches through your crown chakra and enters your body, initiating you into great ancient power mysteries of sound, creativity, and healing. This is a time when words and music. Woo! I have been posting music like crazy. Okay. This is a time when words and music will be becoming increasingly important on your spiritual path and healing journey. When the Lady Isis initiates a beloved into her ancient mysteries, life can become quite interesting. An initiate of Isis does not just learn new ways as a student, but is thrown into the experience of the mysteries in real day-to-day living so that they may be truly mastered in our lives and then utilized in service to help the lives of others too. So that one day all beings will be healed and whole according to the will of the divine feminine. These cards are so linked, beloveds. Divine will of the feminine. The rattle of Isis initiates us into the mysteries of sound healing and creation through vibration. If we listen carefully with our inner ear, hold on, beloveds, let me just pause this to turn on the light. Okay, there we go, got the light on. So if I look extra special crazy, it's the lighting, maybe. Okay, when the Lady Isis initiates a beloved into her ancient mysteries, life can become quite interesting. An initiate of Isis does not just learn new ideas as a student, but is thrown into the experience of the mysteries in real day-to-day living, so that they may be truly mastered in our lives and then utilized in service to help the lives of others too, so that one day all beings will be healed and whole according to the will of the divine feminine. The rattle of Isis initiates us into the mysteries of sound healing and creation through vibration. If we listen carefully with our inner ear, we can hear the sounds of the universe alive. We can sense and hear with our inner ear the movement of planets, the beating of the heart of Mother Earth, and the music of the goddess guiding us through sound, helping our souls to dance and move, and our lives to heal. You are guided to use words that reflect the experience you would like to create in your world. It may involve shifting how you speak, for example, rather than focusing on struggle or what is not working. Focus on the signs of life and healing that you experience. This also include using chant, incantation, and prayer. It may also involve singing and playing a musical instrument or using sound for healing through the voice or another instrument such as crystal bowls, rattles, keyboard or string or wood instruments, and letting the sound move you. You may use this healing for yourself, but if you are a healer, this oracle can guide you to explore this in your healing with others. Mm. And I've seen that done with shamans, use of rattles and drums and so forth too in the healing rituals. So also in the African diaspora, that's used. I believe that's used in all cultures across the world. It as I think about it a little bit more, I don't remember where I have not seen the indigenous ones to engage in drumming and dancing. It is a way of connecting and of opening yourself up and ushering in spirit into your surroundings, into yourself, into your midst, just as they lit incense and so forth. All of that was done to invite the spirits, just to ask for their presence and to show thanks for them being there. Okay. The oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice, whether through spoken word or sung words, and in what you write, speak about, or stand for symbolically also. You have a potentially very powerful healing voice, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim through your voice. It is acknowledgement of freedom, respect, and love for others. Do you use your powerful speech with wisdom and kindness in order to help you master the ancient mysteries of the system? Use your beautiful voice with spiritual responsibility and wisdom. You also need to voice, I'm sorry, you also need to acknowledge where you have used your powers to manipulate others, to get your own way, or failed to be respectful. Forgive yourself aloud and ask for forgiveness. Again, with the relationships with yourself and with others. Forgive yourself aloud and ask for forgiveness. A person or a spirituality, if doing so in person, is not possible or appropriate. Often initiates don't realize where they are not conscious until thrown into initiation, which helps us become more aware and grow. It can become confronting to become aware of issues that need healing within us that we had no prior awareness of, and it can be tempting to criticize or judge ourselves. Choose not to do so. Be kind to yourself. We are all learning. Allow Lady Isis to help you find your way through to wise use of the power of sound. What you will learn through the initiation of the system is an understanding that your words are powerful and create resonance. You will become able to create divine sound through music and speech for clearing, creating, and manifestation. As you do so, your power to generate consciously cultivated higher frequencies will grow, and you will feel more masterful in managing your moods and the energy of your environment. You can manage karmic responsibility for what you create through the spiritual intention to be of service and healing. Then we all benefit from your growth. Remember, just as your body may naturally wish to dance when you hear a wonderful piece of music with your physical ears, so too, when the inner ear of the soul hears the cosmic tune of the Divine Mother, urging growth, healing, and greater joy, the soul wishes to move and our lives to change. This is again, what is your soul's relationship with the Great Mother? Do you hear her? Do you feel her? Do you feel connected to her? What do you think of a cosmic mother? And if you haven't thought of it, maybe you should. If this is happening for you already, and you are feeling the onset of perhaps quite deep upheaval and change, know that it is a part of your intuition, your initiation into the ancient power mysteries, and your soul is dancing. Trust in the flow. Work with your words to bring yourself into alignment with your soul, remembering that the soul resonates with love, bliss, abundance, peace, joy, and connection with all that is. Focus on these kinds of energies, and your words will help you align with your soul and genuinely feel the peace beneath the changes you are experiencing in your life. Aho. Share, man. Amen. Okay, I am going to not read the I'm just going to give the incantation. Thrum, thrum. Sistrum of Isis, Sistrum of Isis, my energy clear. I am love beyond fear. Light within light, light without. I am peace beyond all doubt. Thrum, thrum. Sistrum of Isis, Sistrum of Isis. Your light shines through my voice. Your sound heals through my voice. Thrum, thrum, Sistrum of Isis, Sistrum of Isis. And beloved, that is going to do it for us. And again, I thank you for allowing me to share my journey with you. And I hope that what I have My makeup is all over. What I have gained from it, I hope you gleaned a lot from it, because I received, Mama, I received a lot from it, but I also feel that I gave um, a lot of the messages that Mama wanted me to give. I feel very satisfied with this video. So, in saying that, I just want to again say thank you. You can see what I'm doing on Facebook. I have done a Blog Talk radio show recently. Mother with Wisdom is my name on Blog Talk Radio. It's a spirituality category. There are old shows there, but there are, like I said, a couple of new ones too that I've done recently. So, I will try to put the links for that um, in the box down there. Namaste, beloveds. Watch your relationships, especially with yourself. That's where they all should start. Focus on loving you